Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this very interesting conversation we have lined up today, named Collaboration, Communication, Cohesion, the Future of Work. With us today, joining on this interview session, we have Mr. Naveen Gulati, CIO, Ginna Soft. Thank you, Naveen, and welcome joining us. We also have with us Mr. Sandeep Kumar Bhagat, who is Regional Business Manager, Video Collaboration, North and East India, Logitech. Thank you, Sandeep, and most welcome for joining us today. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. And I think we have a very, very interesting and a very close to heart topic. This whole buzzword about collaboration, right? And I think it's just becoming the way of life today. It's become far more than a buzzword because we are living this thing day in and day out in each of our organizations more closely than before, right? And the first thing that, what has triggered all of this is that at the end of the day, we deal with humans in and out, irrespective of what industry we work in, what technology we deal with, or whichever vertical or company we are heading, right, as leaders, right? At the end of the day, whether it be stakeholders, whether it be our own employees, right, we have a human interacting with us, right? And for humans, the very basic nature of humans is that every human being at the core of it seeks trust, seeks social cohesion, seeks being valued, and seeks to resolve that whole purpose question, because the maximum amount of time we do land up spending in our work life, right, as an human being, right? And hence, if that purpose is not driven and is not fulfilling enough, we might just see things like the great resignation that has been spoken about so widely already, right? So we coming to the bullseye straight away is that how do we drive, and Naveen, the first thing that I want to address is to you, that while you are leading organization and a very tech based at a startup organization which is growing in such leaps and bounds, how do you keep your employees motivated, and how do you ensure that all of this that I just spoke of, cohesion, trust, all of that gets inculcated in your organization? It must be a steeple task. Over to you, Ravi.
Hi, Sumedha, and hi, everyone. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity and a great topic that you chose this time, Sumedha. So, adding on to the context that you had said, see, human beings are social animals, and we can't really take social out of the context, right? That defines us. Now, in a world which has gone purely hybrid, and like you rightly put up, how do we really create that culture of bonding, of socialism, getting everyone aligned to a common objective, right? So that's become the biggest challenge that we as leaders are facing today. So technology is not a challenge anymore. Every tech leader's job today is on imbibing the culture, building that culture, nourishing the talent, and retaining people. And my belief is this is where the power of collaboration and technology really comes in place. So now we, the tech leaders have also started going on the other side of the table on consuming technology. Always we had been on the producing technology side of things. So, and if we ourselves don't consume technology well enough, we'll not be able to produce technology well enough. And today, in a very competitive environment, when every fast-paced organization really needs to deliver things as of yesterday, you cannot ignore, you just can't ignore the power and value of collaboration and the tools and technologies that bring collaboration to the table, and which has even made our discussion here today possible. Yeah.
Absolutely, Naveen, and thank you for putting this out there. That it's the linchpin of keeping the organization together, right? Otherwise, I think a lot of things that have been talking about, like burnout and everything, happens because there is a disconnect, right?
Right.
Employees start to feel that disconnect. But adding to all of this that we have already spoken of, there is another, question that kind of accentuates the complexity to the whole situation, is that we also are today functioning in multi-cloud environments, right? And who understands better than a company that you are leading, right? Where you are a tech startup, you are growing, you are wanting to bring in flexibility, scale, and hence that is your go-to option, right? Now, deploying collaborative tools or ensuring that this collaboration happens across these multi-cloud environments, what you seek is security, what you seek is ease of deployment, you seek flexibility, right? How do you tackle this situation? How do you go about strategizing your collaborative suite whenever you're thinking of it? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, sure, Sumedha. So, this really rings a very relevant bell. And like you had introduced earlier, in the era of great resignation, no organization has been immune to that, including ours. Now, what happens is when in an environment like ours, where we have hybrid cloud, multi-cloud deployments, and very fast-paced deployments, the new engineering blood that comes to the organization, they really need to first get a company, comes used to the entire way of how things happen. And in that, there are always chances of things going wrong, any deployment being failed, uh, technology is not integrating well enough, right? And this is where our tools that we have been using for collaboration, cohesion between the teams, our channels, our group chats, and all those technologies really play their part. It has helped us enable the team leads to keep a track of what the new engineers are doing, and while at the same time giving engineers flexibility on really deploying the things that they are required to, and we have been able to develop a good culture around it. And although we were also hit decently hard by the great resignation, but we have still managed to have great control over things, to have the same seamless experience being delivered to our customers across all our platforms, and we have even managed to handle the scale very well. So, in a nutshell, like I said, beyond technology, it's the process and culture which really plays a great part. And video collaboration, or rather any collaboration tool, has a very, very big and pivotal role to play in the entire structure of things.
Absolutely, Naveen. And I think at this juncture, Sandeep must be smiling because this is what you are servicing across industries and rather across the globe, Sandeep. And this is just a usual day at work for you, right? I'm sure what I and Naveen have been discussing this far, you are privy to far more complex situations across different industries and across different companies and countries for that matter, because Logitech is a stalwart in this space, right? And you people are looking up to Logitech to solve these very nuances that we have just spoken. So Sadir, if you could just throw some light on similar situations that you might have faced and you have solutioned, and you can add to this conversation saying that how one should be approaching all of this. Over to you, Sandeep.
So thanks, Soumya. So we have already discussed about the challenges about what challenges a new company or IT team or a new CIO faces while adopting a new IT tool or collaboration tool. So I'll be talking about three major challenges first, right? So first is how you want to communicate to your customers. So that is very important, both internal and external customers, right? Suppose if you have chosen a tool, suppose Teams, right? And your customer is there on some other collaboration platform, right? So you need to choose your hardware very wisely so that the hardware can work with both the platform. So your product should be a platform agnostic product. Second, after choosing any collaboration tool, major challenge is how you are going to increase the adaptability of that technology or hardware. It is basically hardware or software, or maybe both, right? How your employees are going to adopt it. So you need to choose a product which can be scalable, whether an employee is working from home or working from office or on a hybrid mode. Experience should be common. Similar experience you should get from that tool. Third is it is a point of your IT team, how you are going to manage on and monitor those tools or hardwares. That is very important, because earlier IT team used to sit in office and they were managing all the boardrooms and all these IT related problems. Now your team also need some tool so that they can manage and monitor these devices remotely. That is very important. So first, you need to have a platform agnostic product, and also it can be scaled among all your employees. Third, it should be a future ready product. Suppose we see lots of changes in technology. Every day there is new tool or new updates on your cloud platform, right? So you need to choose a hardware which is future ready. Maybe in going the down 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it can accommodate all the updates. That is very important. And since we all are working on a remote or hybrid mode, right? So very important that your tool should adopt your existing infrastructure. Like we are having challenges in terms of bandwidth while working from home. So you need to choose a hardware which can maybe work on a low bandwidth. So these are the challenges which usually our customer faces, right? So, and we have customers among all the verticals. They have adopted this technology, are currently using tools very uh, perfectly, right? So I'd like to quote an example for Government of India, right? So we have quoted or proposed a project to Honorable Supreme Court and High Court for telejustice. So we have converted these courtrooms for a online hearing. So Punjab was the first state where we have converted 500 courts into digital courts. Plus, currently 23 states across India, they have done this adaptation, and these hearings are happening online. So not only in government projects, but of course, everyone knows about the smart classes, the online.
I think we lost Sandeep for a little while. Daya, can you pause the recording for a little while? I think while Sandeep comes back.
Yes.
Yeah, Sandeep, sorry, we lost you, I think, for 15 seconds. You are on mute, Sandeep.
I'm saying this is called technology glitch. Which every one of us are facing some or other day, right? So that is what I was talking about. Some of the customers who are using these tools. So if I talk about auto industry, right? So now showrooms and these manufacturers are inviting their customers online to complete the documentation, to show the colors, to showcase them the features, everything. So there are unique users and unique customers. So yes, collaboration is a tool and a future requirement of us. It is something that how our employees or how users can adopt it. So in fact, not only the IT, right? So we have our customers from HR department who wanted our product for their training and interviews and developments. So scope is vast. It is something that we need to choose a perfect tool for us. Right product is very important.
Absolutely, Sandeep. And I think you elicited very, very critical points, which needs to be checkboxed before people are, thinking of picking up some collaborations tool, and one of them was adaptability and ease of use. And I mean, I'm sure this is ringing a bell with you also, because when you are scattered all over the place, your workforce is scattered all over the place, right? Adaptability and ease of use definitely must be becoming a primary concern, right? And I think the other thing that Sandeep also highlighted was that yes, there is a business case for collaboration. It's not just the mandate of the CIO or the CTO, right? There is a business case of the collaboration. Having said all of that, Naveen, what I still wish to probe further with you is that yes, we understand there is a business case. We all agree that how important it becomes to have the right collaboration tools, right? However, when as the CIO of a company such as yours, right, you get down to implementing your strategy, right, and you get down to choosing the right tool after viewing multiple options. There are certain protocols that you can't break, right? You still have to answer questions to your stakeholders. One of them could be even a CFO, right? And some of them would seek proof in the pudding, and they would say that the decision making matrices continue to be very, very number driven, right? So when you are heading an organization as big as Soft, how do you measure the effectiveness of collaborative tools such that you can convince your other stakeholders? What could be the possible or the right KPIs to measure the effectiveness of a collaboration tool, and hence garner as much assent to your decisions? Any thoughts on that?
Sure. So, Sumedha, see now, had this been pre-COVID, there would have been a lot of to and fro between various stakeholders on whether what technology is needed and do we need it at the scale at which IT is really projecting. COVID really fast-tracked digital transformation across all industries and including collaboration. So today it's a no-brainer for for any stakeholder, business leader, HR, CFO, that who really questions you whether this is needed or not. It's the need of the hour. Secondly, it's become relatively easy for us to drive this entire transformation, since most of our tech teams, product teams, analytics teams, they continue to work in a hybrid mode or remotely. So it goes beyond the question that do you need it or not. Of course we need it, otherwise how would we survive, how would we deliver, and how do we foster our culture across the organization. But like you rightly put up, choosing a technology is not easy. When things go south, there are a lot of questions that get raised, and hence we follow a very stringent process on choosing the technology. When whichever technology do we inculcate in the organization, key factors that we look at is the partner's roadmap or the technology supplier's roadmap, their credentials, how easy it is as a self-service self-service technology for our non-tech users, and importantly, as we expand globally, do we have collaboration or compatibility between devices and technologies that we are choosing here in India while the rest of our subsidiaries in Southeast Asia. We have had our bitter experiences. We burned our fingers when a few years back we chose one technology provider, and within a year and a half the product that we chose was declared end of life, end of service, end of support, and we had to do a refresh. So this time around we are always very cautious in looking at the product that we are buying today and what is the roadmap that the partner has proposed, and till what time or period will we get support and updates and service level SLAs. So these are some of the key factors that we look at when we zero down to any technology that we choose.
Naveen, thank you for putting that up. I think what you have touched upon is very, very critical. Okay, when you say compatibility and current technology landscape, we are, seeing it every day, that technology, as the speed of new things that are coming in, and the speed of things getting obsolete is saved,
Absolutely.
right? And we are seeking partners who are, beating that speed of obsolescence, right? So partners need to be continuously innovating and keeping up pace with this technological development, right? And Sandeep, I think this is the ask from technology partners such as you, right? And especially if it is a stalwart such as Logitech, right? People are seeking that pace of innovation from you, right? That will you be able to, keep ahead of the market? Will you be able to bring in things even before an organization has realized that yes, the need might arise, right? Are you prepared for the future? Are you, for you to become the go-to partner, right? I think other than the product features that are currently there, how quick are you on the innovation piece? So, Sandeep, if you could just throw some lights on that as to how does Logitech, deliver on all of these counts, and what is it that you're doing special that kind of builds that trust and makes you the go-to partner in this landscape? Over to you, Sandeep. Sandeep, you are on mute.
Sumega, to answer your question, Logitech is a customer-centric company, right? And whatever product we are offering currently to our customers, it's been developed after lots of an R&D. And Logitech Global R&D Center is based out of Chennai, having a more than a employee capacity of 3,000 people are working there, right? We are having our NDA signed with our global customers and regular customers, from where we get our feedbacks, and that is how we develop our new product. And as a brand, we known for future ready products and the products which is developing customers. So new technology we are always inventing in the market and introducing to our customers. So that is what we known for. And rightly, like Naveen mentioned, that technology players like Microsoft, Zoom, or Google, they are offering new tools and new updates daily, right? So that they can enhance the experience of collaboration. So we are having a global tie-up. We are the partner with all these technology partners, and whatever updates they are getting or they are introducing to their customers, it can be attached to our products automatically. Whenever they connect to laptop, all updates will be automatically updated. And Naveen has highlighted a point pertaining to that end-of-life product. So currently, the product which we are offering in the market comes, customer is having an option to get a 5-year replacement warranty. They can opt for a 5-year replacement warranty. So that kind of a roadmap we have in terms of products, right? And of course, in India, we perceive life for any IT hardware is 3 years. But very confidently, we are offering a warranty for 5 years. It means, yes, we are having a roadmap. We are having the tie-ups with the OEMs who are producing technology. And that is how we are offering these warranty packs to our customers.
Excellent, Sandeep. I think that kind of comforts a lot of us, because I know then now we know that yes, partners such as you are doing that heavy lifting for us, behind the scenes, which we don't get to know. And if we do associate ourselves with companies such as Logitech, I'm sure then we are well served for the next couple of years, if not less, right? And I think that kind of eases the role of senior leaders such as Naveen. I think Naveen has a lot on his plate, but at least if this mental load has been taken off and helped by partners such as Logitech, I am sure we are headed on the right way. I think this brings us to the end of our conversation today, gentlemen. Thank you for being here. And thank you for having this interesting conversation where we kind of dwelt upon the very, very intrinsic challenges associated with collaboration and what's happening in the space, and how partners such as Logitech are facilitating and making it an easy life each day when we walk into office. Thank you, Naveen, and thank you, Sandeep, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Sumita. Thanks, Sandeep. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just give us a minute, Daya. Can we get a go ahead